Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. I am your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Sunday evening going into your future. Now, um, before a quick disclaimer, before we go on and get started tonight, been having some internet issues. If you were on the live stream yesterday, you know that like for half the time your stream was probably buffering, and that was not on your end. That was actually on my end. So hopefully that does not happen tonight. We didn't reboot it, so hopefully that fixes it. But I'm not quite sure. I don't think that's just my computer. I think that's a whole internet issue, just like in general. So hopefully it's not too bad tonight. So if you do get buffering tonight, unfortunately, there's nothing really I can do about it right now. We're just gonna have to deal with it tonight. But um, let's go on and talk about the weather for tonight. Also, we're going to be talking about this week's forecast. We're going to be talking about tonight going into obviously Saturday, which is July the 12th. So for Sunday, July the 6th through Saturday, July the 12th. We got a lot of people in here already. We have 10 people in here and only 5 likes. Make sure you go and hit the like button if you have not already. Hit the subscribe button. We are 70 subscribers away from our goal of 600 subscribers. 70. Yes, only 70 subscribers away. So let's go on and get there. But first, let's go on real quick and talk with the recorded audience for the people who can unfortunately not make it here tonight. Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Sunday evening going into your future and for your week. Now, looking at the radar right now, we do have some rainfall going on down here just to the south of Latson, South Carolina, and to the south of Somerville and Lincolnville, South Carolina, as well as this huge shower is moving through. And for right now, it seems like it's moving east towards like the Charleston Air Force Base, towards Hanahan, Carolina Bay, West Ashley, and towards downtown Charleston as well. So you probably will receive some rain there in about like the next 15-30 minutes or so. If we go on and look at what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do have some rainfall obviously going on in North Carolina as well as Virginia. We also do have some rainfall going on in Maine as well as Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. We also have Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, as well as Wyoming and Colorado. We also have the Four Corners region of Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico, all getting some rainfall right now, as well as Nevada. Everything else, though, it's looking pretty dry right now for at least the most of us. If we go on towards our cloud cover right now, we do have some cloud cover, obviously, in the low country. That was, expected as we have that little shower going on down there. Also, some low clouds going on near, like, Augusta, and also up there inside, like, the upstate, for example. If you go into cloud cover for, like, the future, as we go on and push this forward, you can see that cloud cover will continue even as we go into, like, tomorrow, like, morning. That cloud cover is not really moving a whole bunch. As we're going to see like tomorrow afternoon, that cloud cover stays along the coastal regions and the low country and the Grand Strand, but overall, it's not too widespread. Here's our current temperatures right now: 84 in Columbia as well as 82 in Orangeburg, 79 in Somerville as well as 78 in Georgetown, 79 in Murrells Inlet as well as Myrtle Beach in North Myrtle Beach, 78 in Conway, in Hartsville as well as 79 in Spartanburg, Gaffney, York, and Rock Hill, 81 in Greenville as well as 82 in Anderson, 84 in Clemson as well as 83 inside of Aiken. Also down here, we also do have around 81 in Beaufort as well as 81 in Hilton Head Island. Low temperatures tonight: 72 in Greenville as well as 70 in Spartanburg, 72 in Greenwood as well as 73 in Aiken, 73 in Barnwell, 73 in Walterboro and Moncks Corner, 78 in Charleston as well as 74 in Georgetown, 76 in Myrtle Beach, 73 also inside of Florence and Sumter as well as 72 in Camden. For your precipitation, 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch for places like Kingstree going into Georgetown and Walterboro. Myrtle Beach also has that chance to potentially receive 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch in some other regions as well. Some might receive maybe even a quarter of an inch to a half an inch. It's not out the question at all. So watch out again for these just isolated showers that could potentially move in as well. Not only mainly inside the low country for right now, as we were just talking about that shower that's moving through, about to move through towards like downtown Charleston, through like Folly Beach, and also over just to the east. We're moving off the coast right now where Isle of Palms is. Into the SPC outlook, you can see that we have this marginal risk that has moved its way completely out the state. And I mean, even if you go on and look at it now, the new updated one, there is no longer a marginal risk of severe weather, only just a thunderstorm risk again for Rock Hill, Columbia, Charleston, as well as Florence and Myrtle Beach. So thunderstorms are possible. Are they expected? Definitely not, but they are possible if a shower like that shower that we were just looking at gets going, which it seems like, it currently is not really producing any sort of lightning right now, according to the lightning map that I'm looking at right now. So I don't think that's producing any lightning right now or thunder. As you go into tomorrow, Monday, July the 7th, everyone has a chance for a thunderstorm again. We're going to get back into that scattered shower and thunderstorm activity now that Chantal is now pretty much up in North Carolina now at this point, pushing into Virginia. That is pretty much going to open the way for us to get back to our normal weather, to what we've been experiencing for pretty much most of the summertime. And if you go into Tuesday, this is the day that we're going to have to watch for. Tuesday, July the 8th, 2025. We have a low risk of severe weather for like Rock Hill, Columbia, and Florence as well. So mainly probably a damaging wind threat. Winds 40 to 60 miles per hour is possible. And obviously that could potentially produce some downburst as well. So we're going to watch for that on Tuesday, but we'll keep an eye out for that. As we go into excessive rainfall, you can see that we do in fact have a slight risk of excessive rainfall. It's like for this little area right up here, just to the north of like Cheraw and Bennettsville, but it's very, very small. It takes up only like a small area right here. We also do have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall over here for places like Cheraw, Bennettsville, going on over here along like that South Carolina, North Carolina border as we go through tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, if you go into Monday into Tuesday, nothing. Same thing for Tuesday. But Wednesday, this is from 9 a.m. Wednesday to 9 a.m. Thursday. You can see there is a minor risk of flooding up here for like Clover, Kankakee, and Fort Mill inside of South Carolina. That could expand for sure. And this is Thursday, 9 a.m. to Friday at 9 a.m. Minor risk of flooding or some isolated flash flooding for Rock Hill, Spartanburg, Greer, Greenville, Anderson, and Greenwood as well. So again, that is for either minor flooding or some isolated flash flooding. So let's go on now and talk about our models. So we're going to look at the short term first. We're going to start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. As you go on and push this forward, you can see that rainfall activity will pretty much continue, but you can see even as we get to around 1 to 2, maybe even 3 o'clock in the morning, showers and downpours still go on in like places like the upstate of South Carolina. But it pretty much fades out by the time you get to around 5, 6 a.m. And then as you get into the afternoon hours even more, you can see that, again, there's nothing else really that's going on. Until you get to around like 1 to 2 o'clock p.m., that's when that shower and downpour activity can really start to get going. That thunderstorm activity that we've been talking about, even as you go through around like 6, 7 p.m., maybe even close to like 8 to 9 p.m. as well. And then once you get past to 12 a.m., this is on Tuesday, right here again, just staying relatively dry for the morning. But once you get to around that afternoon hours, that's when the showers and the storms will pop up. So again, just that normal South Carolina weather that we've been receiving over most of the summertime. If we go into the long-term future, we're going to start off here at 2 p.m. on July the 8th, 48-hour mark. As we go on and push this forward, you can see again just active weather. As we go all the way through to around the 200-hour mark, may see a couple of, maybe like a little break here to where you might not see too much, but just continuing forward all the way past the 300-hour mark, which we really should stop at right here at the 300-hour mark all the way to like July 19th. But it allows us to go further, and it just shows pretty much the same thing, just widespread active conditions for the state. And at any of these little greens or yellows or red that you might see, that could definitely cause some flooding or some localized flooding or even some storm that could produce gusty wind, small hail, Again, it's summertime, so pretty much all of that stuff will always be possible as we move through. So that's it in terms of the long-term future. Let's go on and look at the week forecast now. So we're going to go on and take a look at this. We're going to move over here towards the eastern U.S. and we're going to start off with the temperatures first. So starting off with now going all the way into pretty much Sunday of next week, but pretty much you can say to Saturday. It's going to be above average in terms of temperatures. We will have above average temperatures as we move through this week, and we'll look at the temperature anomalies and see what they say. But overall, for now, it's going to be an above normal week for when it comes to temperatures. And if you go into precipitation, it will actually be below average. So not a great thing, especially for a drought. We definitely need rainfall, especially if we want to keep that drought outlook looking good. Obviously, everyone's inside the white right now, meaning that no one has any sort of abnormally dries or any sort of a drought just at all. So obviously we want there to be that rainfall to help sustain it. Hopefully with these scattered showers can hold it off though. Going back here though, let's go on. I do want to go on and look at the anomaly real quick. If you go on and start this forward, you can see that it starts to be cooler than average by probably around now. But as we continue forward, as the week progresses, you can see, yes, there are some cooler spots here and there. But overall, you can just see the warmer than average temperatures take over, especially as we get into, this is July the 8th right here on Tuesday, where you could potentially see temperatures probably up into like the high 90s, low 100s. So that could help steer it towards that above average region. If you continue on going even further than that, you can see that it does start to get a bit cooler than average, you know, maybe in the mid 70s, somewhere around there, the low 70s, high 60s maybe. But those high temperatures just stay in the 90s for the entire time, and so that's probably one of the reasons why we're inside of the above average range. So that's it in terms of our temperature anomalies. I do want to go on and see how much precipitation we'll see all the way at the end of the week. Let me see if I can go on. I'm going to switch over to the radar real quick. I'm actually going to do something on the fly real quick and go on and just get this searched up. So here it is right here. This pretty much is precipitation through like the next 7 days. And it shows a pretty good amount. It does show a pretty good amount. This is it right here. Right here. You can see that we pretty much have, for this week, pretty much from everyone's probably going to range from around like a half an inch, probably up to around an inch, if not more than that. So for this week, not technically bad. Could definitely do better than that, but I mean, for a half an inch all the way up to an inch for the next 7 days, that might sustain us as we go through this week in terms of drought conditions. Again, we'll check the drought conditions on Thursday, but for now, seems like mostly everyone's going to be receiving around half an inch to maybe even up to an inch, if not more. So let's go on and look at the crazy score. If you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how crazy the weather is inside of South Carolina, and it's based off of a nightly and a daily basis. So this is tonight. We're at 18 for tonight. It's going to be mild, obviously, with a couple of showers, still going on. That will obviously impact the score a lot. If I go on and look at it right here, it says right now that there obviously is that fog chance, places that it rained earlier. That's obviously going to be a concern as well. Patchy fog is possible, but it's not going to be widespread or too impactful. And it's going to be clearing up a lot, so it's not going to be too cloudy, but I think the fog is really what pushes it up into that 18 range as well. So let's go on now, since we are done with the crazy score. Let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off first, Mr. Chris, who says, hey, everyone from Monk's Corner. Hope everyone is doing well. Rain half the day. Cloudy the rest. I'm doing well. Thanks for that report. Trail says, Hi, Joseph. How was your day? My day was great. Thank you for asking that. Just getting Joseph. How was your weekend? My weekend was great. Thank you for asking again. My aunt Cheryl says, "Good evening, weatherman. I hope all is well for you and your family. I'm listening. Keep up the good work. Love you much, Cheryl. Thank you so much for that. Love you as well." Uh, let's see. My nana says, "Hello, Jay. It has rained over here 3 times today. Each time the sun came out. After each rain, I miss you today." First off, thanks for the weather report. Hello to you. Um, how it just rained 3 times today. I don't know how many times it has rained at my house today. Let me see if I can go in and check that real quick. So we had 0.23 inches of rainfall today. There is still lightning that's being detected, which is interesting. If I go on and check, it rained at my house 1 time today, and that was it. That was around 3:10 to around 3:35. In that time frame is where it rained at. And other than that, that was pretty much it. Hope to see you next Sunday as well. Dress the like button, everyone, please. And Miss Grace said, make sure that you go hit the like button, subscribe button to the channel. It's free to do so you can help the channel get out there. Thank you so much, both of you, for that, because they're completely right. It's free. You don't have to do anything that, you don't have to pay anything. It takes 2 seconds. All you got to do is hit a button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, anything like that. We've had 17 people tune in, and we only have 6 likes. I don't know what's going on there, but make sure that you go on and hit the like button, subscribe button if you have not already. Let's talk about the 3 locations outside of South Carolina, that being San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia. Starting off with San Antonio first, low temperatures tonight 77, high temperatures tomorrow at 92, and low temperatures tomorrow night 75. There is a chance of showers tonight, but no precipitation is expected tomorrow at all. In terms of severe weather, there is no chance for any sort of severe weather or anything like that. Excessive rainfall, there is a minor risk of a slight risk of flooding, meaning that you have the chance for some scattered flash flooding as you move from now all the way into 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And past that, that's pretty much it. Raleigh being the next location, low temperatures tonight 72, high temperatures tomorrow at 90, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 75. There is a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow and tomorrow night, but showers are likely tonight. As Chantal is making its way up through North Carolina right now. Still a 30-mile-per-hour storm, so there are some regions right now still receiving winds 30 miles an hour, with wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour up there in North Carolina right now, as you guys are still under that scattered risk of flash flooding. So slight risk of flash flooding, meaning that some scattered flash flooding pretty much from now until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then maybe some minor flooding on Wednesday and Thursday as well. Philadelphia not Philadelphia yet. We got to get into severe weather, which you do actually have a chance for severe weather on Tuesday. It's a pretty low chance, but some winds 40 to 60 miles per hour that's possible on Tuesday. Now we can move it to Philadelphia with low temperatures tonight 74, high temperatures tomorrow at 89, and low temperatures tomorrow night 75. A slight chance of thunderstorms tonight. And tomorrow, showers are likely tomorrow and tomorrow night as well. Severe weather, you do have a chance for some severe weather on Tuesday. And then in terms of flooding, Monday, Tuesday, potentially even Wednesday and Thursday, you could have the chance for some minor flooding or some isolated flash flooding as the remnants of Chantal makes its way up there towards the northeast and the mid-Atlantic. So that's it in terms of those 3 locations. So let's go on and see what's going on throughout the entire U.S., and we'll talk about the top fans. We'll also go on and see if we have anything else out of the chat that we need to talk about. Chantal is now a tropical depression, or about to cease to exist, but pretty much a tropical depression. Flash flood concerns continue across portions of the central North Carolina into Monday. Life-threatening surf and rip current conditions are expected to continue at the beaches along the U.S. East Coast, from northeastern Florida all the way up towards the mid-Atlantic states during the next day or so. Flood watches and recovery continues across central Texas, where, overall, some places in central Texas has gotten more than a foot of rainfall, around 15 to 20 inches of rainfall. You also have excessive heat going on down there in Southern California as well as Arizona. Some severe weather going on inside of eastern Wyoming, northeastern Colorado, and western Nebraska and Kansas. And then some heat also going to go on near Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Maine. So a lot going on. It's pretty active throughout the entire U.S. right now. And, you have some clear spots here and there, but overall, it's still pretty active. So let's go on and see what the top fans are for tonight. Again, that's something that YouTube added that you can put on and see who are the top fans inside the chat. And for the feels like 15th day in a row, Trail and Mr. Chris are tied for first again, and my Nana is at third. So thank you to you three for being the top three tonight, and congratulations to you for that. And that's it. So I will be back tomorrow morning with your Monday morning forecast update. Hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your Sunday. And I will be back again tomorrow morning. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and hopefully we all have a great week.